Dana, throughout the show, you've admitted to lying to Sherri to get a reaction from her. Can you tell us, are you baiting her?
Baiting, I would like to say I'm setting the stage and she's the one that's walking on it.
That's called baiting.
Yeah.
Okay. Another word for baiting.
I'd like to say I'm poking the lion, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Dana, it's interesting because you are the one who filed the restraining order and then tried to get a second one.
Yes.
And you say you're afraid of her history of violent behavior. Tell us about that.
Well, her history of violent behavior is when my husband and her were together, she physically attacked him on 3 separate occasions.
What happened exactly, from your knowledge?
From my knowledge, one of her many, many love letters, obsessive, it said in there, "I'm very sorry for hitting you. I am seeking counseling for it. I know I have violent outbursts."
Sherri, is that true?
Well, in fact, I had just had a miscarriage before that, and I also had my grandfather had passed away a month before that. So it was very hormonal, and that was why he said he needed separation from me for a while, because I was always crying. I was always very, and of course, he was not a good person. He would call me fat. He'd call me ugly. He would say that, why can't, he says, you used to be hot when you were younger. Why couldn't you lose 20 pounds and be hotter again? And I'm like, you're supposed to love me for who I am. And then, of course, he would say, well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to see strippers, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I hit him.
Okay, well, violence is never an option,
It's
even
not.
if he did mistreat you in other ways and verbally put you down.
Exactly.
But Dana, I want to ask you a question. Did she ever do anything that was actually intimidating towards you?
I'm gonna have to say no, currently no.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, Dana, as a lawyer, I'm sitting here, I understand why the judge denied that second restraining order, because there's no evidence from what we've seen so far that Sherri's really threatening you.
Then you don't see it.
And everything's a joke for you, which really ticks me off. You think this whole thing is just a big-ass joke,
see,
and
when
it's not.
when I
you know
laugh, it's a
something?
nervous laugh.
Well, I go and I vent online. Why don't you go vent somewhere else instead of taking her down on social media?
No.
Because I think it's cute.
You said that there was a post that Dana did?
She has had a few posts where she's like, I'm scared for my life. And so she said that, and they said, well, one of her friends said, well, why don't we get Dave? He can take care of her. And then there was another time that she says, well, maybe I should get a concealed certification.
Why are you looking? That's what I want to know.
I've been
Why are you
Well,
watching me?
Dana, can I let you know that we have a post that you did. And it's a post that you wrote to Sherri where you dare her to contact you again. It reads, contact me again, and this conversation will be printed, and I will bring it to the police. You crazy lying bitch. I swear, if you so much as spit on my side of the street, I will have your full of lies, crazy ass thrown in jail for stalking again. Contact me again. I dare ya. Now, Dana,
Woman's a nutcase.
you say you feel Sherri, but I mean, you use the phrase contact me again twice. So, it's like,
That's like, bring it on.
yeah.
Yep.
I told her, don't contact me again, because she was contacting me. She was calling my house even.
But Dana,
What?
9 years ago, when you guys saw each other, you actually went to lunch.
Yeah, we did.
And you went to lunch because you wanted to get dirt
Yeah.
from Sherri about somebody else that you guys knew mutually.
Yeah.
And you thought that you could be friends. So how could you think that you could be friends after all of this history that you've been painting very vividly for us?
It was a bad decision on my end. I'll tell you that. It was the wrong decision to make for me. This whole situation is so crazy. If I go on social media and I post a review about a restaurant or a movie, good or bad, Wonderful here finds it because she seeks out what I'm saying, and then she'll attack me for it. And she'll say,
How do you know that?
Yeah, I know that.
it's again, I don't have 100% proof. What I have is
A vivid imagination.
yeah, no.
And tell you what, here's what the man in the middle has to say. Hal. Okay? Hal says, I keep telling Dana to stop engaging with Sherri, and Sherri will eventually leave her alone.
Yes.
But she doesn't listen to me. They both need to stop engaging with each other.
Give it